Hello everybody, today I have another video for you all. Hooray! And if you're wondering why the camera is so zoomed out, it's because I need to be able to fit this box on camera. So today I picked up the Lego TIE Bomber, and I recently just built it. It was marked down from $65 down to only $51, which is actually a pretty decent deal for a Lego set of this size. So glad that I got it. And $65 was kind of a steep price for this set. So being able to get it for only $51 was pretty nice. This actually, if you look closely at the box, it says it's a 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, which I'm pretty sure was already a year ago at this point, which is kind of shocking. Yeah, on the back of the box, if you look, yeah, nothing too much. It's just basically the typical stuff for a set. Nothing too much, but yeah, let's just get into it. So here is everything in the set. So we have the TIE Bomber, all the characters, the piece separator, this little thing, and all the spare pieces that I kind of just launched everywhere. But yeah, I don't normally show every single thing off. I normally don't show this off, but I just thought it'd be fun just to show it. But yeah, let's get into the figures. So the first character in the set is obviously a TIE Bomber pilot, and I'm not sure if there's any difference in this character compared to other TIE Fighter pilot minifigures. So far, every single TIE Fighter pilot I've gotten has been slightly different, whether it be in the leg printing, helmet printing, or even just the face printing. Because this one isn't the normal Stormtrooper angry face. It's actually like a angry... I don't really know what this is from, but it's not the same face. And he's got just a normal Star Wars blaster. Yeah, it's not too much to say about it, and these are almost always guaranteed to be included. Next character is a Darth Vader minifigure, and I just have to say, I always love Lego's Darth Vader minifigures because they're always so nice. Leg printing, arm printing, full body printing, and also this helmet piece. It's just magnificent. It's two pieces, and underneath is always a fantastic face. I always just love Lego Darth Vader. It's such a fantastic figure, so iconic. And also you have classic Lego minifigure lightsaber, and with just a red blade. There's nothing too fancy about it. It's just that Darth Vader minifigures are always the best to get. And I probably have like 5 of this specific Darth Vader minifigure. They're so common, and I always just love them. And I also feel like it's a good example of what minifigures can be, but unfortunately aren't. Next we have this character who I don't really recognize from any of the movies or anything. I haven't really watched many of the shows, so I'm not sure if this is from like a side spin-off show that has Darth Vader in it. I honestly don't know. I've only watched the mainline movies, like none of the spin-off movies or anything. The character's name is Vice Admiral Salone, if I'm pronouncing that right. And again, like I said, I don't recognize this character from anything. And I'm not sure if it's even a real character, but it's a nice minifigure to have as just a side character. Nothing too wrong to say about it. It's a basic minifigure. I just don't know this character at all. The fourth and last character in the set is probably the best Star Wars character ever, Darth Gonk Droid. And also, side note, when I first went to film this, I filmed it like this, and I don't know why, but I just started dying of laughter. It's just weirdly intimidating putting it like this. But yeah, nothing too much about the character. There's this nice box printing for this. Goes all the way around. And you only see 3 of the sides. This side actually gets covered. And this is like a box piece. It's just a normal box piece. Speaking of prints that go all the way around, when I opened this set, I was exhilarated to see that there were 0 stickers included. When I opened the set, I was expecting like at least a dozen stickers, but there were 0 stickers. This isn't even a UCS set, and it has no stickers. This is fantastic. Yeah, this is a nice character, and I feel like we don't get enough Gonk Droids in LEGO Star Wars. Yeah, it's a pretty basic character. It's only a few pieces, but it's fun. It's just an Imperial Gonk Droid. I like to call it Darth Gonk Droid. I might find a way to give him a lightsaber. But yeah, nothing much to it. You can put something inside if you wanted. I just haven't. You could probably put one of the extra bullets in there if you wanted to. But yeah, that's pretty much it for him. Another small side build that the set has is this little little driver thing that has it's basically just like a little holder for some of the extra bombs, and it just carries them, and basically a loader, I guess is what you call it. I don't really know what this thing is called, but you could fit a character in the front like this. It's like that. It's pretty simple. You can put the character's hands on it. This is kind of just an extra thing just to include in the build, just to add some more playability, and it's a nice inclusion. Nothing much to it. Now time for the meat and potatoes of this set. The thing that everyone buys this for, obviously, is the TIE Bomber itself. And I just gotta say, right off the bat, it's a really nice looking model. It's very smooth. I like how it's all tiled off on the ends. The back, it's mostly symmetrical on the back, but yet slightly asymmetrical. One thing I really like about this, I always love the TIE Fighter variants. The TIE Fighters are probably some of my favorite vehicles in the Star Wars universe, and the TIE Fighter variants are always very fun. Like, I always enjoy this because, like, it's a double cockpit type build, but the second one is the bomber. I like the kind of symmetrical but yet asymmetrical design of it. I kind of like how it almost shows like how it's trying to balance out and like be level, but yet there's still certain things that stick out and stuff. Like, I feel like it almost just kind of shows like there's probably a lot of like engineering that goes into the Star Wars universe in order to make this feel like a plausible vehicle that could actually fly. Because even though these are sci-fi vehicles and these would obviously never work in the real world, TIE fighters, like, George Lucas was just really good at making sure his fictional space vehicles, like, actually were able to work. And I always love Star Wars for that. So, obviously, on the right here is the bomber, and on the left is the little cockpit area, like I just said. And, yeah, so the bomber area, as you can see on the top, there's these little section on the top, and this actually includes the bombs. On the bottom, you can see the 4 little yellow things sticking out. Those are the bombs as well. So you just press on the top, and they all just kind of fly out. I don't know if LEGO redesigned this piece or what, but for some reason I'm noticing that with this set, the bombs are popping out very easily, which is not really how these pieces are supposed to be. I remember growing up with a lot of these flick fire missile things, like, you did have to push a little bit of force and like they shot out like really far if you gave them enough pressure. But these, they kind of just flop out. Like, if I were to like angle this outward and try and shoot it out, like, there's no resistance. Like, there's like, if I try and flick it from the back, there's like no resistance at all. Like, there's not like, unless if I like force it out like that, there's like no resistance at all. Like, it doesn't really click in right. It kind of just rests in there. Like, there's a tiny click, but not enough to make it like flick out. I mean, it makes sense because this is like bomber, so it's supposed to drop the bombs and not shoot them. And also on the front here, you can see a couple just flick fire missiles. These are probably just included just to keep kids busy, even though I'm pretty sure nobody uses these because everyone's afraid of losing the stud pieces in it. That's basically all there is for play features. It's not really that much to play with, and I feel like it's kind of a common problem with newer LEGO sets, is that there's not really any more play features. And speaking of which, one thing that I was expecting this to have for a play feature was a place to put the TIE Fighter's weapon. Because normally in like Star Wars sets like this, there's always like a little compartment hidden somewhere where you can put the extra weapon. And unless if I'm missing it somewhere, there's not really anywhere to place an extra weapon. And I'm not counting this as a spot, because that's just stupid. That's obviously not how that's supposed to be. But in order to put the TIE Fighter in the vehicle, you just open this up and then fit him in. And I've tried putting him in with the gun, and he doesn't really fit. Although if you look closely up here, you can see like this little compartment up there, which you'd think would be able to be a good place for a gun, but it doesn't close properly all the way. Like, it does close a little bit, but, well, actually, that does close pretty good, but I feel like that's not really intended. I feel like that's not really how it's supposed to be. It just feels a little too small. But even besides that, like, normally these sets have a large compartment to fit a lot of big accessories. Like, for example, this set comes with 2 spare green studs that are for these little guns. And normally sets like this would have like a large compartment, presumably would be like back here, like you'd pop one of these off and there would be like a section in there to fit one thing, and then the other one would pop off and there would be a section for the gun. But that's not how this set is. And it's kind of frustrating to me how, like, play features kind of just fading away from most LEGO sets, even though that's what was very charming about Lego is that not only were they very creative with the build of, like, the playability of all of them, but also the fact that there was also a bunch of play features squeezed in with all the build ability, whatever that word I'm trying to look for is. And a lot of play features are starting to fade away, and this was a $65 set, so you would expect a lot out of it. And although it is a nice model and there's a lot in it, there's still not much to play with. And this is a 9+ kid set, so you would think that there would be a lot of play features, which there's not. Although, side argument for that would probably be the fact that this is probably more of a display model and a lot more of a adult collector's thing, and it's really only 9+ as like the recommended rating for the youngest possible builder. And I'd like to just argue, I bet I would have been able to build this at 5. I was a pretty smart kid back then. Not to brag. But yeah, jokes aside, this is a nice model, and I feel like if it wasn't really meant to be a kid set, it would probably more likely to be an adult collector's set. Although another side argument, if you wanted to argue that it was an adult set, there's not really any stand or landing gear for it to sit on, so it's kind of just sitting precariously on the wings, which I do not like. And just a small side annoyance is how you can't see inside the cockpit. That's actually, if you look underneath, there's no even evidence of being able to see through it. That's not the inside of the cockpit you're seeing. That's a black circular cylinder brick in there. And it's kind of annoying because older TIE Fighter sets, you could see through them. But it's just kind of a little nitpick, and actually that is a lot more accurate to the movies. And I do kind of like this design a little better. It's just kind of annoying how you can't see it. But that's just kind of like my ADHD brain running, so don't listen to me on that point. One problem I have with a lot of Lego Star Wars vehicles is that it's really hard to find one under $40 that looks nice. Like, they're all almost over 40. Like, I think one of the cheapest ones you could get is that newer TIE Fighter set. And it's a nice looking set, and I may pick it up, but I already have the solo one, so there's no really need for me to pick that up. But a lot of Lego Star Wars ships are kind of hard and expensive to get. And I feel like nowadays as a kid, it would be hard for you to try and collect all the Star Wars ships, because I feel like as a kid who likes Star Wars, you're going to want a TIE Fighter, and then you're going to want an X-Wing, and then a Millennium Falcon. And if you're a die-hard fan like me, you're going to want Slave One as well, with the Boba Fett in it. But yeah, I'm just flexing a little bit right there. But yeah, this is not really as important of a model. Like, this is more so, like I said, a die-hard collector piece. Like, I'm pretty sure TIE Bombers don't actually appear in the movies very much. They might appear a little bit in, like, extended lore and stuff like that, but I don't think these really appear much in the movies. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think these really get much screen time. And yeah, so this isn't really a necessary, important piece to add to anybody's collection, mainly just like children, so my argument there is kind of thrown out the window with the problem of most Star Wars ships being too expensive. But yeah, I just feel like, again, it is a lot of pieces going into it, but I feel like $65 is a bit much for a set that, like, a lot of kids would probably want, but I guess they could just save up, but I don't know, whatever. Also, one thing that I feel like would be pretty cool is that this is very close to Darth Vader TIE Fighter. If you know Darth Vader's TIE Fighter, it's very similar to this, where it's an elongated TIE Fighter with like a very similar cockpit to this, and it's got these elongated, almost octagonal, slanted wings like this. And I don't think we've gotten a Darth Vader TIE Fighter in a while. And the fact that Darth Vader is included in this set is almost just further teasing at this is so easy to modify into a Darth Vader TIE Fighter. Because there's most certainly enough pieces to where you could just take this piece out and then just move this wing over here. Like, there's plenty of pieces in here to be able to do that. And I may even either pick one up or even temporarily turn this one into a Darth Vader TIE Fighter, just so I could have one. I think actually Darth Vader's, the little extended bits are a lot longer, because these ones are shortened, so the two different cockpits can fit in between the wings. But yeah, I feel like this would be a very good, easy, modifiable way to get a nice Darth Vader TIE Fighter, because, I mean, just look at this. This is almost exact. I always love these because they look almost exactly like Darth Vader's TIE Fighter. And the fact that I haven't heard anybody actually commenting on the fact that they could turn this into a Darth Vader TIE Fighter is kind of crazy. Bringing in just a little bit of a size comparison, here we have the slave one right here. I'm not sure if these are in scale or not, but I don't know. You can decide that or tell me if they are or not. This one is the 2019 like 15-year anniversary or whatever one it was. But I actually don't have any of my other Star Wars vehicles with me right now. They're all at my other filming set. But I do have an X-Wing, a TIE Fighter, I forgot what they're called, like the Imperial TIE Fighters, the kind of folding in wing ones, the ones with the folding in wings. And then I also have a Millennium Falcon, but that thing's really dusty. That I haven't touched that thing in like forever. And I have a AT-AT, which is here, but I'm not gonna grab it, and also an AT-ST. But yeah, I'm done bragging. If you enjoyed today's video, please leave a like and subscribe, and also go check out my community tab, because I post there occasionally as well. And also make sure to go check out my friend Bubsky on his channel. He does post more mature content than me, but it's not too bad. But yeah, until next time, bye-bye. So today I picked up the, next character is a Darth Vader. Another small build, another small side build in the... And now for the meat and potatoes of the set, everything that everybody buys is for. That was really fast. I don't know why that angle is so funny.